Most people hate studying because it's hard. They hate it because their brain has never been taught how to enjoy it. Maybe that's why you keep putting things off, not because you're lazy, but because your brain is looking for the wrong kind of reward. I used to feel that too. I'd sit at my desk, feeling guilty and overwhelmed, trying to force myself through textbooks while my mind kept running away. I'd read the same sentence again and again, then end up scrolling through my phone, feeling worse every time. Studying felt like punishment, like something I had to survive just to feel good enough. But everything changed when I discovered a simple method that actually made my brain want to study. It didn't take hours. It didn't need crazy willpower. In this video, I'll show you the dopamine loading technique that helped me go from burning out to actually looking forward to study time. If you're tired of fighting your brain every time you try to focus, let me show you how to finally work with it instead of against it. 1. Understanding dopamine fluctuations. Dopamine loading is all about learning how to manage your brain's natural highs and lows so you can actually focus without feeling miserable. Most of us ride a dopamine roller coaster every single day, and we don't even notice it. You wake up, reach for your phone, and start scrolling through Instagram or TikTok. That fast dopamine hit feels great for a moment, but when it's time to study or get anything important done, your brain suddenly feels tired, unmotivated, and bored. That's not a character flaw. It's because your brain already got its reward, and now it's struggling to care about anything else. I used to be stuck in this exact loop. I'd sit down with good intentions, thinking, okay, let's study. But within minutes, I'd feel annoyed or restless, and I'd open YouTube or Instagram again. Then I'd grab a snack, usually something sugary to boost my energy. Another dopamine spike. But every time I tried to get back to work, it felt harder. It was like I was trapped in a cycle of tiny highs and deep crash. And the worst part? On days I started with something super stimulating like porn, my brain would be fried by 10 a.m. The rest of the day felt numb. Studying in that low dopamine state wasn't just hard, it was mental torture. Science explains this perfectly. Dopamine isn't just about feeling good, it controls motivation, focus, and the ability to stick with hard tasks. When we constantly overstimulate it, our brain lowers its baseline levels. That's why things like reading or studying start to feel dull or pointless. Dr. Anna Lembke from Stanford calls this a dopamine deficit. Your brain becomes less sensitive and it takes more and more to feel normal. Even Time magazine reports that this cycle leads to emotional burnout and low productivity if we don't interrupt it. That's where dopamine loading comes in. Instead of quitting everything cold turkey like a detox, this method shows you how to space out your dopamine in a smarter way so your brain feels good at the right moments, like during deep work. Think of your brain like a speaker. If you blast music all day, it turns down the volume. But if you start soft and build slowly, every sound hits harder. That's what dopamine loading does. It resets your brain's volume so it can enjoy focus again. So if studying feels like a chore, maybe it's not about being lazy. Maybe your reward system just needs a reset. And with a few small shifts, focus can finally feel good again. 2. The problem with artificial dopamine spikes. Artificial dopamine spikes from endless scrolling on TikTok, fast-cut YouTube videos, or binge-watching Netflix might seem harmless, even normal, but they create a powerful chemical roller coaster your brain was never built to handle. Our brains still work like those of our ancient ancestors, designed to reward effort like hunting or solving real problems. But today, we hijack that system with instant hits of dopamine that requires zero effort. And the more we do that, the harder it becomes to focus on anything slow, hard, or boring. Trying to study after that, it feels like dragging your brain through mud, not because you're lazy or weak, but because your brain is still chasing the fun it just had. You sit down with good intentions, but those memories of funny videos, flashy content, or that TikTok you can't stop thinking about, they creep in and break your focus. Watching porn, for example, sends your dopamine levels soaring so high, so fast that everything else afterward feels dull and meaningless. This isn't just a theory. Dr. Anna Lembke from Stanford explains that too much high dopamine stimulation leads to something called dopamine downregulation. It means your brain lowers its baseline sensitivity. You need more and more just to feel okay. That's why studying starts to feel like torture. Scientific journals like the Journal of Behavioral Addictions have found that constant exposure to high-stim content can shrink your motivation and hurt your attention span over time. You may think you're just taking a quick break, but one reel turns into 20. I know, because I've been there too. 1 minute I was just relaxing, and the next an hour had passed. And when I finally sat down to study, my mind felt scattered. My thoughts wouldn't stick. Everything felt heavy, like my brain was too tired to try. That's the trap of artificial dopamine. It trains your mind to want easy rewards and ignore anything that takes effort. And the more you feed it, the harder it gets to focus, to work, to grow. So if studying feels miserable, if your brain keeps quitting before you even start, please know this. It's not because you lack discipline, it's because your system is overwhelmed. But here's the hope: your brain can change. And with a few small shifts, you can enjoy deep focus again. That's where dopamine loading begins. 3. How I discovered dopamine loading. I first stumbled into what I now call dopamine loading back in year 12, right in the middle of exam season, when I was burnt out, overwhelmed, and honestly, just desperate to feel normal again. I didn't set out to find a system. I just wanted to stop waking up already feeling behind. My mornings started simply at 7 a.m., no breakfast, no phone, no social media, just a cold shower, no noise, just water on my skin and the sound of silence. That calm, low stimulation moment gave my brain a chance to reset, to feel grounded. On the walk to school, I'd catch some sunlight. According to research from Trinity College Dublin, morning light helps boost dopamine by increasing receptor availability. It's not a rush, it's a gentle lift that helped me feel present. By 8:30 a.m., I was already studying or in class. No YouTube, no TikTok, just space. Space to think, to focus, to actually feel in control for once. I didn't eat until noon, and when I did, I'd ask the cafeteria to skip the rice and go for something light. Eggs, soup, veggies. High-carb meals early in the day messed with my focus. I'd get a short boost and then crash. Eating light kept me balanced until school ended at 3:00 p.m. After class, I didn't rush into YouTube or games. I'd hit the gym in my garage. Or when I had time, I'd sit in the sauna. Moving my body gave me a slow, natural dopamine rise. A 2014 study in Frontiers in Psychology found even 30 minutes of exercise can raise dopamine and improve focus. Saunas do it too. Dr. Rhonda Patrick has broken down how heat therapy supports mood and motivation in simple, powerful ways. And only after 5:00 p.m., when the day's hard work was behind me, did I allow myself to go full dopamine. I'd eat a comforting dinner, rice, chicken, or whatever was on the menu, and unwind with anime like Attack on Titan or Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War. From 5 to 9 p.m., I let myself enjoy it all, and because I'd already earned it, that enjoyment felt different. It wasn't guilt, it wasn't escape, it felt peaceful, like I had finally found a rhythm that worked with me. That's what dopamine loading gave me, not restriction, but real control. I wasn't cutting out fun, I was just shifting it. And the moment I made that change, my brain stopped fighting me and started helping me. And hey, if this resonates with you, I'd love to walk this journey together. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I share simple, science-backed strategies every week to help you rebuild your focus, your motivation, and your momentum without burning out. You don't have to do this alone. In the next section, I'm going to walk you through the exact steps I use to build my own dopamine boost routine using real-life examples you can follow or adjust to your own rhythm. Even if you're not a morning person, trust me, this is where things finally start to click. For why dopamine loading works. At first, I didn't think something this simple could actually work, but dopamine loading flipped everything for me. The real magic lies in how it uses your brain's natural love for contrast. When you start your day with high dopamine hits like scrolling, gaming, or junk food, your brain sets a high pleasure baseline. After that, normal tasks like reading or studying feel dull, even painful. But when you flip the order, starting your day with focus and saving the fun for later, you're no longer fighting your brain, you're finally working with it. Dr. Andrew Huberman, a neuroscientist from Stanford, says dopamine isn't just about feeling good, it drives motivation. And the bigger the gap between effort and reward, the stronger that motivation loop becomes. I saw this in real life just 2 weeks ago during exam season. I'd wake up at 7:30 a.m., take a quiet shower, no phone, no music. Then by 8:00 a.m., I'd be deep in my hardest task, a past paper. That early deep work block helped me focus before distractions could even start. By 11:00 a.m., I'd hit the gym, no headphones, just movement and silence. A study in Frontiers in Psychology found that even 30 minutes of aerobic exercise can increase dopamine and sharpen focus. I felt that after working out, I'd eat a low-carb lunch, usually lean meat or eggs, and chat with friends. That simple social break recharged me without pushing my dopamine too high. From 2:00 to 7:00 p.m., I'd lock in again for another study session, usually another full paper or a deep review. Was it easy? No. but I knew what was waiting. After 7 o'clock p.m., I'd reward myself with a comforting dinner, rice, chicken, or fish, and then dive into something I loved. My go-to? Bleach, Thousand-Year Blood War, or a peaceful book in the library. And the joy felt different because I earned it. That's the power of this method. You're not cutting out pleasure, you're just putting it where it belongs. And once your brain starts connecting real effort with real reward, something shifts. Study time doesn't feel like punishment anymore. It feels like purpose with a reward that actually means something. 5. Benefits of dopamine loading. Dopamine loading isn't just a study hack. It's a way to retrain your brain to actually enjoy discipline. One of the biggest benefits is that it makes hard tasks feel less like punishment. When you delay artificial dopamine like TikTok, junk food, or porn, you protect your focus from crashing. Those quick hits give you short highs, but they always come with deep lows. And once your dopamine crashes, even simple tasks feel draining, pointless, or weirdly impossible to start. Instead, when you space out your dopamine and build your day around natural sources like morning light, movement, or good conversation, you create a smoother rhythm in your brain. Morning sunlight, for example, gently boosts dopamine by increasing receptor sensitivity, according to researchers at Trinity College, Dublin. Just 10 minutes outside can shift your mood and improve alertness. And exercise? Even 20-30 minutes of light movement, as shown in Frontiers in Psychology, raises dopamine and sharpens your ability to focus without the emotional crash that comes from digital distractions. What makes dopamine loading powerful isn't that it removes fun, it's that it teaches your brain to link effort with reward. When you save things like anime, gaming, or a warm meal for after your deep work, your brain begins to crave productivity. You're no longer dragging yourself toward a task, you're walking towards something that ends with a real prize. That makes mornings feel lighter and routines feel more balanced. You start to wake up knowing you've got something to look forward to on both sides of the effort. Over time, this builds stronger habits and a stronger sense of self. You stop chasing constant stimulation to feel okay. You start enjoying the flow of doing hard things, then resting without guilt. Neuroscientists like Dr. Andrew Huberman explain that dopamine connects not just to pleasure, but also to anticipation. The more your brain sees that focus leads to a satisfying outcome, the more it wants to repeat that cycle. Dopamine loading gives you a system to protect your energy, beat burnout, and feel good without burning out your brain. It's not about being perfect. It's about finally feeling in control again. And that's not just helpful, that's powerful. Dopamine loading didn't just change the way I study, it changed how I feel about showing up for myself. When you start your day with clarity and save the fun for later, things get lighter. Studying doesn't feel like a punishment anymore. You feel calm, focused, and still have energy left to enjoy life. That's the kind of balance this system gave me, and I truly believe it can give you the same. If you've been stuck in that loop, scrolling, feeling guilty, losing hours, then blaming yourself, please hear this. It's not because you're lazy. It's not a discipline problem. It's just that your brain's reward system has been hijacked. Dopamine loading is how you take it back. Start small, try it for one day, notice the difference, then come back and let me know. I'd love to hear what changes for you. If this video gave you even one useful idea, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. I'm here to help you build discipline without burnout, and each week I share more real tools like this to help you level up in school, work, and life. Your growth starts with small changes, and this channel is here to walk that journey with you.